All right, all right. Presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. Everyone, when you use the promo code. Welcome to Light Years. Oh, Andy. January 5th, 10 days away from the 15th. Clipper game was more lively than I expected it to be, to be honest with you. It was kind of a stale game. Kerr gets ejected, get a kind of a crazy finish down the stretch. In all Fernell. All Fernell right now. And I have thoughts. Like, I do agree that they got screwed by the refs. That was one of the most obvious. Like, how do you not call that a goaltend? Come on, that wasn't even a bang bang play. That was like a slow eye test play.
Really bad. Even you and I could have made that call, and we've never refed a day in our lives. Could have made that call. It was brutal.
And then they get the free throws, and you lose by one. It's hard not to think of that, but these things are cause and effect. Do they play that hard down the stretch? Do they look that inspired if they don't get screwed? Probably not. I think it's a little bit of everything when you factor it in. I don't know, man. My main take watching this, we can argue, why didn't Guy Santos play before the end of the third quarter? Why didn't X, Y, and Z happen? Why didn't they play that hard until they got ejected? You want to know the answer to this? And I say this as someone who felt way more optimistic about this team coming into the season. They just don't have enough juice. They don't.
They do not.
That's the end. That's the story right now. They have good players. They have interesting young players. They don't have a terrible roster or anything.
No.
But they don't have enough juice. It's really that simple. And tonight was just another example of that, a better Warrior team from 2 years ago, that Kerr ejection ignites them to win by 7.
Maybe.
No, and so here we are, and I don't want to be talking about the trade deadline every episode, but it's impossible. It's impossible to not look at this team, to not look at the fact that they spent 4 months negotiating Kuminga into a trade contract, and then lie to us and be like, "Oh, we're so excited to have him back," only to DNP him after a month. This is all just like they basically presented the situation where they did not believe in the roster, but they wanted the tradable contract. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the season does not start until he's traded anymore. Wow. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the season is 19-18, if I have the record right. And they probably should have won tonight. But yeah, it never felt like kind of, let's go back to the juice that you talked about. It's felt that way all season. I don't think this game proved anything different to us, right? They went 8 minutes in the third quarter without scoring. Did I read that right? Because it felt like it was 18 minutes in the third quarter.
It might have been 28 minutes of real time, to be honest with you. But you were right. I mean, watching it was a sight to behold. It looked like you and me hooping out there.
That is impressive. That you have to try to be that poor on the offensive. Clippers have good defense. I mean, James Harden wasn't out there tonight, right? So Chris Dunn's good, Kawhi's good, Zubac is good. They got some good defensive players, but 8 minutes without scoring. I mean, they lost the game there, right? Amongst many other things, the refs. I was pretty pissed about the refs, dude. Like, in the moment. Good thing we didn't do a pod in the moment. The rest were brutal. Steph fouling out. How could that, dude? How's there a Steph foul? And then they miss a continuation. Look, man, and then the Guy Santos stuff. I think it comes down to you really have to have some. It's like playing the lottery almost. Like, Steve has to pick the right guys every night. It's like TJD was playing well, but tonight he was terrible. So are you supposed to know that going into the game? Potts has been playing okay. Comes to this game, he was terrible tonight. Are you supposed to know that coming into the game? Like, you're not. How is he supposed to know these things before the game? Moses Moody, pretty good on defense tonight. Can't make a shot. That one, you kind of knew because he hasn't shot well. But it's like, you keep going back and forth with all these role players, and you're just sitting there, just like, I don't know, man. Like, are they supposed to know that someone's gonna play really well tonight, or someone's gonna be struggling? They just, I don't know. There's nothing you can do. And so they keep guessing, and then they finally found some juice at the end, I guess, with Geese. It wasn't enough. It almost never is enough. Doesn't it feel that way? When is it? When was the last time it felt like, oh, okay, they found the right button. It's enough. We're gonna ride this. It's like it's
even like D'Anthony Melton, who's been playing more consistent ball than everyone else, he hasn't shot the ball well all year.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, to be expected off an injury, right. He's working his way into it. But like for a team devoid of shot making, it's a concern. And I don't know,
they shot 10 for 41 tonight, and it was 5 for 30 at one point. They made a bunch of shots at the end of the game, but they were 24% from three, 38% from the field. I just those raw numbers by themselves. 35 for 92, 10 for 41 from three. Dude, how is that even possible? I don't know. I don't have blame for one person. That's a team-wide failure. Like, you can blame Draymond, yeah, but people missed fucking shots. Everybody missed shots. Al Horford, 1 for 5.
By the way, Draymond, team high plus minus. I don't think he was a problem tonight.
He was actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised. Like, he's good defense. Jimmy,
particularly after I thought he broke his back.
Yeah,
when I watched it, I was like, I was like, I hope this isn't how it ends. I hope this isn't the last play of his career.
They actually played pretty well, right? Like the comments are feeding me right now, but it's like, I thought they were pretty solid defensively. They didn't really turn the ball over that much. I thought they did a great job on Kawhi. Kawhi missed some open shots. Kawhi shot for 10 for 25. I thought they did a great job. I thought Jimmy did a great job on him. I thought Jimmy had a great game. So I thought they were pretty damn good. They just couldn't shoot. They shot 38%. They lose by 1. 38% from the field and lose by 1. 38%.
And like the most disappointing part of this game. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, but like they clearly played better when they went to the small ball lineup. Draymond played better. Jimmy played better. But the issue is we know they can't play that lineup 48 minutes for 50 games. And then the second part of that is, to your point, they're not really good enough offensively to play that small either. You know, like usually you play small to get an offensive advantage. And I don't know, the one thing that stood out to me with this team is, and this was a trend tonight, but we saw them go on a 9-0 run in the second quarter. Yeah, second quarter. And then they went on a run in the fourth quarter. Both those runs were defined by the same thing, which was surrounding Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy with 3-and-D guys who play fast. And I don't mean play fast like physically, although that's part of it. I mean play fast mentally. So the first run was Melton and Will Richard. And the second run was Guy Santos in place of Will Richard. But it's all the same concept. These are guys who can play at the same mental speed as Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, and guys who can defend and guys who can theoretically hit shots. And emphasis on theoretical, because none of them are shooting it consistent enough for you to think that way. I think it's important to call that out because they are unathletic overall as a team. And when they go with guys who can do that stuff around their main guys, then the athleticism gets closer to where it needs to be. But all this comes back to your point, which is we're talking about Guy Santos, the 52nd pick in a draft 2 years ago. We're talking about Will Richard, the 54th pick in the last draft. We're talking about D'Anthony Melton, who is a better player than most of those guys. He's off of an ACL tear. Like, those are the players you're counting on to be your steady lineup connectors. It's a lot of pressure on dudes who, in two of those cases, they just want to be in the league. They just want to be in the rotation. Like, Will Richard and Guy Santos are just thrilled to have NBA contracts and see if they can prove it. And then DeAnthony Melton, he's coming off a long-term injury. He is good enough to be a closing lineup guy, but I don't know, man. You got him on a veteran minimum because he tore his ACL. A lot of this comes down to the guys that they're relying on in these moments are guys who probably shouldn't be counted on those moments because the guys that they did want to count on in those moments failed. Kuminga failed. Moody, mostly a failure too, by the way. Pods, mostly a failure too. Like, it's not even that they can't be good players in the league. They're not ready to contribute as closing lineup players.
In the regular season, we're not asking for a postseason closing, right? It's
against the Clipper team, who their record's misleading. They're better than their record, but what are they?
They're not impressive, dude.
They're not. They're the same. They're in a play-in team, just like the Warriors.
I agree with you. Like they're old, they're slow. You can see it. Kawhi even looks a little creaky out there, where Kawhi can't move the same, right? He played 40 minutes tonight almost, and so yeah, I'm with you, man. Like there are going to be like. The next game, I don't know when the Warriors play Wednesday. Like Pods and Moody might close that game, and that's the problem. Like Guy Santos closed tonight. Guy Santos watched the next game. He's going to be terrible. All right, and same goes for Will Richard. Right, Will Richard closed the first half tonight. He played 11 minutes. Like this is the type of stuff where it's like, yeah, okay, and then let's go back to the starting lineup because I think one of the bigger complaints I think a lot of Warriors fans, myself included, and Steve Kerr agreed with this was say, hey, let's pick a starting lineup and let's go. I was all in on that, right? Now you look at that starting lineup, it's Steph, it's Moody at the 2, it's QP at the 5, Draymond and Jimmy. They can't score. They're spending the first 5 minutes of every half.
Correct.
Can't score. Cannot score. Moody can't shoot, right? I had mentioned it earlier, 30% from 3 for over a month. Draymond definitely can't shoot. Quentin Post is just, I mean.
Moody can shoot if it's in transition. Moody's not shooting in a set half-court offense like he's Klay Thompson. You know what I mean?
Which is the easiest.
Which is what happens when you play slow, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's and Post has been struggling from shooting. We know that. Jimmy Butler's not a shooter, right? So you look at that 5, and it's like it does, in theory, make sense. They have shooters around Draymond and Jimmy. Those shooters aren't making shots, right? And are we going to see a starting lineup change soon? And that's the problem. That is the overarching problem. And it doesn't come from this game, but this game does prove it a lot because this starting lineup has struggled for a while now. Is that, man, you can go stick with the starting lineup all you want, but when your team doesn't have the players that are good enough to stick with those lineups, you're stuck with this, man. Moses Moody played 19 minutes tonight. Like some of these numbers just speak for itself. Like it just, yeah, you can want to play those lineups, but you can't wish cast Moses Moody to suddenly make more shots. You can't wish cast Post to make more shots. Like these guys just aren't good enough to make those shots. And there's nothing you could do. There's nothing Steve can do. I don't know. They've just got to make shots, man. They're professional athletes. It's not like the Clippers or the Thunder. Although the Thunder kind of struggling. But it's it's not like they have this it's not like they have this elite all-time defense that's like contesting every shot, right? So
I feel like it's corny. I feel like it's corny. I keep saying like they don't have enough juice, but that's how I feel because it's like, okay, so you're Moses Moody, Brandon Pujemski, so you're not going to hit shots. Well, clearly you're going to turn the game around on defense. Oh, you're not going to do that either. Okay, well, clearly you're going to turn the game around by like playmaking to the. Oh, you're not going to do that either. Like they have a bunch of dudes, and I don't think any of them are bad players, to be clear.
Right.
But they have a bunch of guys where I'm just like, you're a B- at everything. Like, part of the reason they have success when Will Richard and DeAnthony Melton are out there is not that they're great players. It's that I think they are A+ at ball pressure. That's what I think like Melton and Will Richard are really good at. I'm not saying they're the greatest defenders on earth, the greatest shooters on earth, but they're ball hawks. They know how to get into guys. So they at least create some form of an advantage on defense. Like they're the aggressor, like Melton's guarding you. You're like, I better watch my handle because he's long. He's got good timing. He's going to turn me over, like that sort of thing. Like, and too many of the Warriors guys, and maybe this is a Steve Kerr issue. Maybe it's a front office issue. I don't really care whose problem it is, but too many of the Warriors guys aren't they? Don't they just feel guys who like they don't suck, but they're not particularly good either.
Yeah. I agree. And
So
I
it's
agree.
a
It's a
lot. Like,
definition of mid, right?
yeah.
We've watched a lot of mid basketball since 2022. You and I, brother, and all and everyone in here, listening live. It just
And so
the team has it's. I have no words, Sam.
I think that I actually think that's what shows itself most in these clutch time games.
Yeah.
Because the clutch time game, it's possession to possession. That's where you just need a dude who's going to win, who's going to make a winning play. And they have too many guys who aren't that guy. They have too many guys who are like, I'm going to just follow the game plan for 48 minutes instead of making a play in the moment.
Comments,
and so
someone's saying this is what happens when you have two guys making close to 120 million. I disagree. Absolutely disagree. There's a lot of players on this roster that they could have picked players that are better than what they are playing like today. We don't need to keep talking about it, but when Guy Santos and Will Richard are two of your better connector players, that is a statement of how badly you've either drafted or developed both, right? And so they have $30+ million sitting on the bench tonight between Kuminga and Hield. That's $30 million right there. That's not nothing. That's a good amount of chunk of change right there. And then you've got a lottery pick, and then you've got Pods. I'm a little easier. I know people like to hate him, but that's a 19th pick, right? So it's like, but still, right? It's a first round pick. But you look at all that stuff and you're like, yeah, 120 million between Steph and Jimmy, but there's a lot of resources allocated to other guys that are not great. It's not. You look at all the rosters around the league. There's a lot of good players on either outplaying their contracts or whatever. So,
yeah, the Warriors are apparently the only team where you can't have expectations for first round picks. I was watching Philly the other night, and they are re-energized by like VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey's a superstar, but like, throw Jared McCain in there. Like they're getting. Teams regularly get more out of their first round picks. That's just the place I'm going to put it.
And they have two bad contracts. Not saying Steph and Jimmy are bad contracts, but like Embiid and Paul George are bad contracts.
Would you rather give Steph and Jimmy $50 million a year, or Embiid and Paul George? Like that's to your point. Yeah, that's.
Wouldn't give Joel Embiid
Embiid.
Yeah, he had a good game tonight. All right. We gotta go to let's do some larger picture stuff after this. I know we talked about the game, but before we do that, we'll do Prize Picks, Light Years Podcast. You guys know what it is. We're brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, best way to win real money this summer. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports picks into real money. Get $50 in lineups when you play $5. Use promo code Light Years. We got the NFL wildcard round. We got college football too coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is a full week of football that you guys can go throw in on Prize Picks and go put some lineup constructions out there, man. I don't know if you want to throw the Niners in there, especially after what we saw last week going into Philly. So I don't.
I'm telling you right now, take the over on every Saquon line. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Yeah,
they got ran over by Seattle. I mean, this is where I don't even feel. This is even where I don't feel angry about it with the Niners. It's just like, oh man, what are you supposed to do when you're missing 3 max guys? Like they're guys who all stop the run. But with that said, there's an opportunity for you, the Light Years listener, to make some money out of your pain. Take that over on Saquon.
Whatever the number is, Jalen Hurts, whatever the number is, just pump it up more and more and more. App's easy to use.
It's about to be a 1960s football game. They're about to run it 50 times.
It's not good.
Do you take? I like it. I love that. But
not good for the Niners, is what I'm saying.
Do you take the over on AJ Brown? Do you take the chance? Do you take the chance that they throw a random one?
Yeah.
Nah, don't Galaxy brand it. Saquon, guys. Saquon over. Don't Galaxy brand it.
The easiest money you'll ever make. So download the app today. Use code LightYears. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LightYears. LightYears get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
You're all right. Take the more on Saquon, guys. Take the more on Saquon. Look, New Year's resolution time. Everyone's trying to get in shape. Andy, did you hit the gym today?
The storm was out.
Did you run?
The storm was out.
You have to run. Okay, no one ran outside. Let's be real. Did you?
I may have hit a couple pull-ups on the iron gym. Do we count that?
Okay.
Do we count that?
Okay. It was storming, so you take fitness however you get it today. We'll count that as a win for you. But let's be real. The first thing about getting back into shape is being honest with yourself. And the best way to be honest with yourself is have like a real assessment of where your body's at. The best way to do that is to get a DEXA scan from our friends at Body Spec. So what's a DEXA scan? It's a highly accurate method of measuring your body's composition. Lean muscle mass, body fat percentage, visceral fat, the fat around your organs, like really what's going on there, something that's a little more accurate than just standing on the scale like a caveman. And what I love about our friends at Body Spec is they've made the DEXA scan affordable for everyone. Traditionally, this costs $500, $600, $800. Body Spec, you get a scan for only $45. The code LightYears45. So guys, go to bodyspec.com, use the code LightYears45. Sign up, get that DEXA scan, and start your fitness journey. And by the way, what's better? Locations in San Francisco and LA, mobile vans, they'll come to you. Literally, sign up, LightYears45, get that scan. They'll come to you. They'll email your results, start your fitness journey. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, hit like on this, hit sub. We appreciate everyone. I don't really want to talk about this game much longer. Let's be real.
Okay.
This roster is changing 10 days, maybe 15 days, maybe 20 days. Hopefully not 25 to 30 days. Because as we discussed on the last one, we're sitting here on February 3rd. It's gonna be bad. I'm not gonna feel good about their options.
By the way, can I shout out one last thing? Kobe Sanders tonight had 20 points on 9 for 16 shooting, 7 rebounds. That is a career high points. Kobe Sanders. I've never heard of him. Great name. Kobe Sanders. 36 minutes, 20 points. Led the Clippers to a win. 23 years old. He was picked in the 50. He was a 50th pick, second round, by the way.
Just like Will Richard.
So, yeah. Just for those that are, all this money allocated to Kobe Sanders can hoop a little bit. So anyway, yeah.
That's the point here. Like, to be honest with you, like everyone wants to complain about everything. They're getting regularly lit up by dudes who are G Leaguers.
Yep.
I don't know if they're going to get at the trade deadline, but they need a player with athleticism who they can trust for 25 minutes a game.
Yeah. I don't know if you can trust Kobe Sanders, but like I'm with you. That beside that point, right? Agree with you. Kobe Sanders 6'8", by the way. I can see why they didn't draft him. Too tall.
You want to play center? Yeah, exactly.
Dude, when Michael Porter Jr. starts at the 5, I will lose my mind. I'm telling you. Oh, MPJ, you got back problems? Oh, you got back problems? You're the starting 5, buddy. Come February 1st. Starting 5, MPJ. I can't wait.
I mean, I think the question you gotta ask is: we know they're gonna make a trade, hopefully sooner than later. Do you want it to be a center with some athleticism or a wing with some athleticism? Or do you really even care? And is it more of like a player to player thing?
Yeah, I think I think it'll be player to player. Like, Robert Williams, I don't know how much he's helping, tonight, but you tell me any wing that can put the ball in the bucket, I name one. I don't like Jerami Grant. I've seen that name. We're going to get to that actually in a little bit, but
let's get to it right now. You're previewing it. So we got right here, our guy KOC, friend of the show, noting teams that I haven't heard linked publicly to Kuminga just yet. He goes, league sources told Yahoo at least 3 other teams have been linked to Kuminga: Blazers, Pelicans, Wizards. And when he says 3 other teams, I'm just going to say previous to this, he mentioned the Kings, the Suns, and the Bulls. So those 3 we've heard about for like a year plus. He's thrown 3 new names out here. So now we got 6 names. we can argue about how real this is, what they really want for it, but hey, we'll take what we can get right now.
Wow, 16. Wow.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, like they're being aggressive in a way that they haven't been in the past. So I'm curious if this leads to quick action. And maybe I'm skeptical that it would lead to anything. But yeah, let's finish what KOC wrote here. Let's give him his credit. Hypothetically, Portland has Jerami Grant and Drew Holiday as realistic to offer in a trade. Warriors small enough, theoretically, they should want Holiday. No, they should not want Drew Holiday. As much as I love Drew, this not right now. But let's go through. Yeah, let's go through these teams. Okay.
Yep.
Start with the Blazers. Drew, I'm gonna put him on the sideline right now. Okay. Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant would cost you Kuminga and either Buddy or Moody just to match contracts.
Oh, it's brutal. That's brutal. Jerami Grant is basically Kuminga 5 years from now. It's just a brutal.
Like, shot 35 on the Warriors a month ago.
You're higher on Grant or Kuminga? You're higher on Grant, right?
Grant?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with what you're saying, which is Kuminga is highly likely to become the next Jerami Grant. Do you know what Jerami Grant has shot from three the last 5 years?
38.4%. That's high. That feels high. But let's go with 38.4%. That feels really high.
It's a pretty good guess, to be honest with you. It's because it's 38.4.
No.
Since 2022, he shot 38.4% from three. Did you really not look that up?
I did not look it up. I'm shooting from the hip. That is impressive. Wow. By me. 38. I know he could shoot. He's shooting
39% this year from three. Wow. I mean, we're talking about over the course of 5 years. We're talking about and he takes about 6 a game.
Yeah.
You're talking about 1,500, 2,000 threes. He can shoot the ball. He can shoot the ball.
And he shoots a lot.
And he's big. He's a legit 6'8". And he can defend when he wants to. I haven't seen him play defense recently.
No, that's not why he
but I did see him play defense before he got paid.
Yeah. So what was that, Sam? 5 years ago? So are you sold on that trade? Are you sold? Are you buying it? Are you I'm good. I do Buddy and Kuminga for Jerami Grant. Are you in on that? That's your option. No better option.
I think that's the best you're gonna get. Not because I think he's amazing, but I think he's kind of playing like it feels like a Wiggins trade to me, where he's better than the production you're getting, and you're betting if you move him to your environment, you can get more out of him. So the best version of Jerami Grant is honestly slightly worse version of the best version of Wiggins. Let's be real.
That was impressive. The slightly worse version. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't think he's as good as
that's not a great way. That's not a great way for me to word it. I just don't think he can do what Wiggins did in 2022.
Not defensively, but he might be a better scorer. Oh, you think he's not as good? I think he might be a little more versatile than Wiggins offensively. Do they win the game tonight with Jerami Grant?
They won the game tonight with TJ. They won the game tonight with TJ McConnell, dude. They lost by 1 point, dude.
TJ McConnell. Yeah, they would have won the game by 15 tonight with Jerami Grant. I mean, especially if you're trading guys that aren't even playing. I mean, come on.
But he's he's overpaid. This is why I like the Wiggins comp. Think about what Wiggins was in Minnesota. Everyone's like, "Oh, that contract sucks."
Yeah.
He doesn't play hard every game. All this stuff. All that stuff can be said for Jerami Grant. Will he be able to flip the narrative the way Wiggins did in 2022? Highly unlikely. No, because that's a romantic, perfect finish to anything. But can he be that 6'8" wing who defends for your team and is actually a third scorer that you need? I think he can. So I think it's like it's not my first option, but like when I run through it, I'm like, what is a more realistic option? Them trading 4 first round picks for Trey Murphy or them trading for a not so popular, undervalued Jerami Grant?
It's not even close.
You don't need me to answer
Kidding
that
me?
question.
It's not. It's not. I would be shocked if they traded one first round pick. I got a feeling that they probably want to get a first round pick back. Like that's probably where the conversations start for them. Is they probably want to get a pick back. Jerami Grant, by the way, is signed up for 2 more seasons after this season. 34 million, 36 million. It's a player option after in 2027, 28. I'd imagine he's gonna he's gonna.
You think he's gonna pick it up?
Into that? You think he's gonna pick that one up? His career earnings 171 million. Jerami Grant has made a lot of money, which is like the other thing. Like
you think he's gonna be like, no, I don't want that 38. I want my agent to go get me a $5 million tax player mid-level, baby.
Is A-Rock his agent? Whoa. Oh, well, actually, do you know who his agent is? As I'm looking at this right here. It's Richie. So it's good old Rich. Good old Rich has made Jerami Grant a lot of money. That's the other thing, right? Similar to Wiggins. I mean, the comp is very similar. And I think you and I have done this before. Maybe not like spent minutes on Jerami Grant, but now we're here and we're close and it's coming up now. So I think the comp, like it makes it, he's made a lot of money. He probably doesn't really care about getting his own shot anymore because he's done it the last couple of years. He's been hurt a little bit. I'm looking at his games played, but like he's pretty much done everything that he's personally probably want to do in the NBA outside of winning. And so that's where the fit with the Warriors makes sense.
And like the last part to it, which you alluded to, is I don't think they're going to put 4 picks on the table.
Hell no.
Unless it's Giannis.
Hell no.
We're not talking about Giannis today. So they've shown us time and time again, they would rather bet on a guy who people think poorly of, like a Jimmy Butler, like an Andrew Wiggins, and bet that their internal culture can change them, than, pay market rate. Like Trey Murphy, everyone wants Trey Murphy.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone wants a 25-year-old two-way wing who's a good teammate, who can shoot the hell out of the ball, who's locked up on a team-friendly contract. Like everyone wants that guy. And so he's going to be expensive. You're going to have to pay retail. You have to pay retail to get Trey Murphy.
Maybe more. You might have to pay barrier housing prices. You're going over the. Yeah.
Joe doesn't pay retail. Joe's. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. But Joe's Joe's looking at real estate in Venezuela right now, being hey, can I get a deal? Can I get a deal, buddy? Can I get a deal before the market blows up? That's why he's a billionaire. They also don't.
And
that's why you and I aren't. So
exactly, Joe, baby, the GOAT. I mean, this is what we talk about them not having the juice to on the court. They also don't have the juice to make trades, man. Like it's the same thing as I love the comp with my baseball team. I got people all day like Giants need to trade for Freddie Peralta. They need to trade for Edward Cabrera. It's like who the fuck are you trading? You
have one prospect, and it's debatable.
You need him. You need Eldridge. Like they you know what I mean? Like,
and that's actually the problem. That's actually the problem with like not trusting your scouting and development. Because when you finally get one, you get like 2. Like can't screw this one up. You know what I mean? Whereas like. Exactly. If you trust your ability to draft and develop, you can actually be like, he's gonna be good, but that guy's good too, so I want him now. And I'm gonna find another one of him.
Look at the Dodgers. I hate it. I hate this, but it's like, man, like they just churn out, top 50 prospects all day. My team, once in a blue moon, baby, we get one, and you definitely ain't trading them for a pitcher that'll pitch for you for 1 year, right?
Don't worry. He's gonna fucking flop. So,
please God, no, because that's the last, been 10 years since someone's been good. So,
get ready to lock into Gavin Kylan, baby.
Why are we talking Giants? Yeah, that's my bad. It's always me. I always bring it up. But yeah, back to Jerami Grant.
How about Robert Williams? Let's talk about, because let's rock through Blazers targets. We said no to Drew.
Yeah. No, I'm in for Drew, Sam. Not we. I'm in. How small can we go? If you're gonna go small, at least go with the guys that are gonna be dogs. And I know Drew Holiday has struggled. He's just always getting old. Theme of the Warriors, right? And he's getting paid, quite a bit. It's not like he's a vetman like DeAnthony Melton, but he's that type of player. He's literally this similar archetype.
Is he better than Melton anymore?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He might not be, but I'm thinking of putting them both on the court at the same time, baby. Steph, DeAnthony Melton, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Butler. If Steve is gonna freaking go with 3-guard, 4-guard lineups, you might as well get
GP at the. We didn't answer the question. We gotta get GP to the 5. That's what's important.
I mean, come on. I mean,
look. So Fitz can just yell the little big man every time he.
I can't. Dude, why did you bring Fitz up? Now I was in a good mood. I think part of Warriors got a lot of problems, but like when they go small, it's like you need guys that know how to play the style that the Warriors play. You need guys that can defend. And it's like you look at Pods, and it's like he kind of knows how to play a style, but he can't really defend like really well, especially on ball. So Drew does well. It's a simple stuff. I mean, everyone knows this, but it's like I would do it, but I don't know, Sam. Like, what are you giving up for him, man? Like, so
I'm putting it to the side. Let's talk Robert Williams.
Okay, all right.
Because we've heard the Warriors linked to Robert Williams a couple times. Also, Kling's the priority for Portland. Williams is expiring. He's a realistic trade target at this point.
Yeah. Are you sold? You in?
I would be in. I wonder. So if they get a center, particularly a center who's a rim protector, does that basically banish Draymond to the bench? Probably.
I think Draymond would like that. I think he would actually like
also.
That.
But the more interesting thing is, what does it do to Quentin Post? Because there's not enough center minutes for, let's call it Robert Williams. Draymond's going to get some minutes at the center no matter what. You got Al Horford and you got Post. You're not playing 4 centers.
Here's the thing, though. I think Quentin Post's a little above his skis right now. Like I think he's obviously struggling. He's not shooting the ball well. I think teams have figured him out. Like he's going to be fine. He's going to be a good NBA player. But like I do think you're putting not you, but like the Warriors are putting too much on him to be like, hey, you're our starting center night in, night out. So I don't think it's a bad thing to bring Robert Williams in. And then again, the other part is Robert Williams, number one, always hurt, right? Al Horford, takes every other game off, right? So it's like, I think there'll be enough where it's like Al Horford's out, Robert Williams plays, QP might not play. He just might not play as much, but he's an option if you need some juice, right? And TJD is the one where I think like, I don't know, he's either traded or, I mean, you can just cut him at that point because it's just, or whatever, I don't know, but he's not playing, right? Because Robert Williams is basically playing the TJD role, except he's 50 times better. But it's like those guys are hurt so often. Like I don't think Robert Williams is playing every night, 25 minutes a night. And I don't think QP is good enough to keep starting every night. I like your Draymond to the bench. I like that's the interesting one. That's the most interesting part to me.
I will also say this. The interesting thing about Robert Williams is he makes 13. So you would have the ability to make another move to theoretically go address the wing in a certain way. So it's one of those where it's like, okay, he's not the most exciting addition at this stage in his career, given the injuries and who he is, but he would help the team. It would help the team to have a legitimate rim protector, a legitimate rebounder inside, a guy who can, I don't know, play center like a normal center, which they apparently don't like,
Yep.
And he would give you the cap flexibility to make another move. Like we're talking about this. Kuminga makes 22.5. Buddy makes 9.5. Moses makes 11. I'm not saying you need to trade those 3. I'm just saying that's what you're playing with. Unless you want to bring Draymond up to the table, which is a different conversation. You go get Robert Williams for 13. Now you have another 20 to 30 to play with to go address a different thing.
I mean, you can
Not
get
the
Jerami Grant. You can just do it with Jerami Grant. You can just get both guys from Portland.
Jeremy
And
might
I
be too
know.
expensive, but yeah.
I thought the math would add up there, right? You would just lose Buddy and Kuminga and Healed. But yeah, I think that makes sense. Look, the other names, KLC doesn't point it out, but I mean, there are two other teams here. Pelicans, I think we've done ad nauseum. I'm going to skip over that one, dude. But the Wizards, like, who the hell the Wizards got that the Warriors?
Corey Kispert, baby.
13
I mean,
million.
I'm looking at the Wizards, and
That's pretty nasty.
they have a bunch of young guys, like not.
Do you want CJ McCollum?
Well, he's about to get traded and cut, so
that's not buyout. CJ McCollum buyout to the Warriors off the bench scorer. CJ McCollum's still pretty good.
You're not getting CJ McCollum.
Okay, I'm just you said it. You said buyout. I think I'm in.
They just don't have a lot. Like Corey Kispert's the only guy who is not a 19-year-old. Like I'm a big Bilal Coulibaly guy. I would take him more than some of the other Warrior young guys. I also I'm aware he's very much in his development.
Bilal Coulibaly wouldn't. Yeah, come on, man, be serious. Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Or like Bub Carrington. You know, like these guys are development guys.
No.
You might like them more than Pods, but that doesn't mean they're ready to contribute to winning. Corey Kispert has a very clear skill set right now that I think the Warriors could use. It'd be such an underwhelming return, though. I don't know what else to say. Like, imagine, the Kuminga contract. You're like, yeah, we got Corey Kispert, baby. We got an eighth man who can shoot a little bit.
So what we know about Joe Lacob is that Corey Kispert will not be the answer coming back for Kuminga. Joe Lacob, I think, would rather just run this again repeatedly. Corey Kispert would be insane. Also would be really funny because Corey Kispert's a real shooter. It would be really funny if Corey Kispert gets on the Warriors, starts shooting 34% from three. That would be pretty funny. No, I think we got to throw the Wizards out, dude. That's a ridiculous. Sorry, KLC, love you, brother, but yeah, Wizards out. Blazers, I'm sold.
I'm wondering though if there's 3 or 4 team deals at play, because at this point they need to find a home for Kuminga, but they also have to find a team who has stuff that they want, and so that's what I'm taking from this. This is, you know what this is? This is a man trying to hit his quota. December 12th. Not a lot of time. He's getting creative. He's getting deal creative. He's calling up multiple people, being like, hey, I got this. I know you don't want this, but your client wants it. So could we figure something out here? That's like literally the way they're operating right now.
He's gone.
I don't have a problem with it. But that's we're trying to figure out a deal here. All right, I say we just end it there. So we call it up. Appreciate it, everyone.
Much love.